Hello everyone, hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to hopefully finish off the magical range DPS role quests for Dawntrail. I was going to say last time, but obviously last time we were working on the role quests. So let's go ahead and head back over to Tepeki and continue on. Alright, I guess I haven't played this, let me fix my UI real quick. That's not the UI. I haven't, need to move the gauge over. Let's see, system, no, that's what I want. Hotbars, yeah, I don't need that. I haven't played this since I did the UI change. Okay, that's just a little bit better. You can actually kind of see what we're doing. Go talk to Tepeki and continue on. Floundering fame. Tepeki appears pleased with the blow dealt to the Justiciar's credibility. That's right. There's a guy calling himself the Justiciar who had the totem seems to have incredible luck to call random boulders down from the sky or something like that. Oh yeah, I remember. This one was a bit goofier than the other ones we've done, and it's a much closer to the like slapstick humor that I was expecting from these quests. Greetings, Berlian. Virazon's father has been as good as his word, and has confessed the truth of his son's actions to whomever will listen. Even among the younglings, far fewer sing the Justiciar's praises. The tide is turning in our favor at last, and the Radiant Host are making ready to tighten the net. That's right, we met the Justiciar's father, and he had some interesting backstory to give about him. Speaking of which, they had curious news to share. They've been examining the stones left behind by the Justiciar, and noticed a pattern. They were all varieties of rock commonly found near the site of each encounter. For instance, near the Giant Skull grounds, the Justiciar seemed to have called down a hail of what else but giant skull. I have my own theories about what this means, but I'd like to hear your thoughts, Berlin. I don't know. The rocks weren't summoned, but moved. It's safe to say the artifact doesn't create rocks from nothing. Well, that's true. Indeed. The perch of the apex likely lifts whatever stones are nearby and brings them crashing down to earth. If our suspicions are correct, we're one step closer to unraveling its mysteries. But despite these favorable developments, the Justiciar's popularity remains a problem. Even with the recent blow to his credibility, his most ardent followers still idolize him. In fact, I hear he's handing letters to the youth of Radzidhan, though their contents are closely guarded secret. All the more reason to investigate, don't you think? Once we get to Radzidhan, if I question people around the marketplace, could you cover the city's western quarter? That's where his young followers tend to gather. That sounds very suspicious. After we've collected enough evidence, let's meet to share our findings. See you again in Radzidhan, Berlian. Yeah, that handing out letters to a bunch of kids, yeah, that sounds very suspicious. Okay, let's teleport up to Radzidhan and investigate the western side of the city. Okay, let's go ahead and teleport over to Ray the Fiber's place. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. Hello, sulking youth. Have you met a man named the Justiciar? Justiciar gave me that invitation himself, only for some thief to snatch it right out of my hand. Huh? You believe in the Justiciar too? Well, I didn't have a chance to read the whole letter before it was stolen, but he's gathering his most devoted for a special audience. That's convenient. The bastard who stole my invitation is clearly up to no good. He even muttered something about getting revenge. But who could hate someone so noble? Right, noble, yes. Where's our next victim? Ah, surly youth. Hello, sir. So that's a woman, right? Yeah. Oh, you're the one who's always following that Tepeki around. I heard she's spreading rumors about the city's savior. Uh-oh. I won't let her harm his reputation any more than she already has, so I've nothing to say to her lapdog. I'm not a lapdog. Ah, yes, downcast youth. Yeah, I know about the letters. Me and my friends didn't get one, though. The grown-ups get angry if we talk about the justiciar. But guess what? I heard Zashal talking about him over at Meridy's Mahane. He had a big grin on his face, too. Does that mean the justiciar isn't a bad man like the grown-ups say? Oh no, he's definitely a bad man. The most useful clues to the merchant... The most useful clue points to the merchant Zashal, having some connection to Virazon. He was last seen at near Meridy's Mahane. Are we not going to talk about the fact that he's gathering the people? Apparently that's not important. Let's head on over to the Mahane, see if we can find out more about that merchant. Alright. Hello, folks. I'd like some of your spiciest curry. Ah, there's the merchant. Wait, didn't we figure out that that's actually him? Like, this is what his father said that's his name? Anyway. I'm still in the habit of moving over to the other monitor to change the scene to the full screen view. But I don't need to do that anymore. Haha, it's true what they say. A fool and his gill are soon parted. Excuse me. You sound very much like the villain. You dastardly fiend. Huh? Why, if it isn't one of the heroes of the final days. Heh, this isn't about that map I sold you to your companion. Okay, it's him, okay. You'll find it points the way to the vaults of Ozadal III, exactly as described. Yeah, that's not why we're here. I may have employed a few creative methods to entice my customers, but what merchant doesn't? I'm not here about the map. I see you're as unscrupulous as ever. Now, a man can't fill his belly on virtue and honesty. Any road. Something tells me that's not why you're here. You're after the justiciar. Your choice of quarry is unusual, to say the least. But perhaps I can help you along, eh? A young man came asking for a map to open the way to Uzenair. I sold him every map I had, assuring him that the one he needed was among them. I suppose he found it, as I hear these letters that were handed out to contain a copy of a map. I dare say that young fellow was the justiciar himself, and he's planning a clandestine meeting in the Uzenair canals. Isn't that the treasure map dungeon? Anyway, we'll see. Mind you, it appears he has no shortage of enemies. No doubt they'll try to interfere. Enemies? Thankfully, Ratzaton isn't known for large-scale criminal organizations, but that hasn't kept the less scrupulous citizens from dirtying their hands when times are desperate. From what I hear, bandits seeking to rob trade caravans keep running into the justiciar during his fiend-felling exploits, causing their raids to end in failure. Like as not, they'll try to infiltrate his group of followers and settle the score. So he's actually kind of trying to do good? He's still not a good guy, but... And that's where my knowledge of the matter ends. If you're wondering where the meeting place is, all I remember is that the spot marked on the copied map is somewhere in the shroud of the Samga? So, does that answer your queries? Yes, it does. The location is somewhere within the shroud of the Samga. I can't remember how much beyond that. So perhaps you could stop bothering me now? Well, I guess we'll stop bothering him and head over to Tapik. Oh yeah, we're gonna meet back up with the Tapik and tell her what we found. Where is she? Okay, she's down that way. I guess it's slightly closer to teleport. Okay. Oh right, she was checking out the east side and we checked out the west side. Because everyone knows west side, best side. Hello, Tapik. Those in support of the Justiciar didn't seem surprised when I told them of his misdeeds. But still, they were reluctant to betray him. In short, I've had no luck. What about you, Brillian? I know where he's probably meeting. Your investigative abilities never cease to amaze me. Well, I happen to be a student of the Hildebrand School of Thought, so I happen to be a very good investigator. As for the gathering Vizeron is planning, I expected some scheme to prop up his flagging popularity. Even so, many of his devotees are younglings, ill-equipped to make the perilous journey to the meeting place. If they've any sense, rather than attempt to travel there directly, they'll stop at settlements along the way to rest and confirm the route. You said the map led to the Shroud of Samga, yes? That means Palika Stand is the closest settlement. Well, it's like the only settlement. I hear many took refuge there during the final days, and now it's a bustling town in its own right. The arrival of more people would hardly raise eyebrows, making it the perfect place to avoid unwanted attention. While they make ready, we should head there before they leave on the final leg of their journey. Sounds good to me. And let me go ahead and check on the audio just to double check. Yep, sounds good. Let's go ahead and head on out to Palika Stand. See if we can catch the... Are we going to try and catch him, or are we going to just try and intercept some of the people? Either way, we'll find out in a second. Let's head on out there. I'll just go ahead and teleport over there to save a tiny bit of time. Need to move the aether flow gauge over just a little bit more. Go ahead and do that real quick. Yeah, because I want it to be... Let's see, so this matches up with the third one. Oh, well, the progress bar isn't actually... Is the progress bar centered? Yeah, I want to make it equidistant here and here. So I actually want to move this over a little bit more. Actually, I guess that would go all the way over here, wouldn't it? Yeah, so that's about... Let's see, 1, 2, 3... It's about 4... And 1, 2, 3... Yeah, that's about 4. And close enough. Okay, let's go ahead and... Are we meeting up with the Tapik? Is she up here? Or is she in the house? Oh, there she is. I was right, Brillian. Many of the youths are carrying pieces of parchment. Those must be the letters. Yet, it seems my reputation has preceded me. Our suspected followers clearly avoid me whenever I try to approach them. Still, we can use this to our advantage. None of them would dare leave Palika Stand while there's risk I might follow after. I'll keep watch over their comings and goings, but we'll make sure to leave obvious blind spots. If one of the Justiciar's followers attempts to escape the village, I need you to go after them. Now, find a vantage point that affords a good view while keeping you hidden. Once you've started pursuing our unwitting target, I won't be far behind. Okay. What are you doing? If they find out we're working together, this'll be all for nothing. This'll all be for nothing. Watch for the hidden vantage point. Watch from a hidden vantage point, and follow anyone you see trying to leave Palika Stand. Quietly. Well, sorry. Okay, let's head to the very obvious hiding spot. Or rather, the destination. Okay, I need to move the aether flow one over just a little bit more. Could they be any more obvious? I wonder if this guy... Jeez. This is really silly. Duty commenced. Oh, it's a tailing mission. But where is he? Wait at the designated location. Where is the designated location? Oh, over there? Why did it face me this way when I need... Okay, game. It faced me the opposite direction. You failed to follow the... Well, yeah, because you didn't... Because I didn't know where the guy was. Yeah, where is he? Huh? Like, normally you can see the person. Like, seriously, where's the guy? Should I just fly up in the sky and see if I can see him? Wait at the designated location, then follow the furtive youth without being seen. Okay. So, where is he? What do you mean I failed? Where is he? Like, game, you put it, you're pointing me in a direction and the guy's not there. Normally it's really obvious where the person is. Like, I would expect him to be going in the opposite direction of where Tapik is, but like... Oh, there he is. What the heck? They didn't... How am I supposed to find that when it points me that direction? Yeah, let's just fly behind him. Can't see me. Just ignore the flying griffin behind you. That was just stupid. It pointed me, like, literally the opposite direction. And just ignored the griffin wings poking out from behind the tree. No, nothing moved. Just you. Yes, just your imagination. Yep. Oh, okay. That's where I need to go. Yeah, that was so stupid. It pointed me, literally pointed me in the wrong direction. Like, I expected it to be the direction that Tapik wasn't looking, which is why I turned. The portal should be nearby. Then I'll finally meet him. Meet who exactly? Well, you're the hero who saved us for the final days. What are you doing here? So you're working alongside that woman I saw at the village. I've heard about the rumors she's spreading, but I had no idea she enlisted your aid. The Justiciar saved me, you see. I was transporting goods for a local merchant who was too miserly to even hire a proper escort. A ferocious creature ambushed me, but my savior appeared out from nowhere and saw off the beast. I owe him my life, or maybe he sent the beast after you? Did that occur to you? That's why I came here, to see if there's any truth to the rumors. But now I understand, I'm over my head. I'm going back home. Here, you can have the map. I trust you to take measure of the Justiciar, and to share the truth with all of us. With us all. Well, at least this guy's a little more reasonable. Hello, Topik. Apologies for watching from the shadows, but I was afraid my presence might have startled the lad. I was able to hear what he said, though, and his gratitude towards the Justiciar seemed genuine. I dare say the other followers feel similarly. Well, now that we have a map of our own, let's open the portal and confront Vizeron. Oh, this doesn't look like a treasure dungeon. Also, this doesn't look very good. What's he doing? Trying to kill all the followers or what? What a sight! Did the treasure cause this? Bro can't even solo a treasure dungeon? Clearly he's not playing warrior. Oh my! If it isn't the hero who saved Radzatan, nay, the world itself! I never expected someone so vaunted to attend my audience, but I'm honored nonetheless. Stoic glare. Enough of your games, Vizeron. Stop this madness at once. After giving you such a warm welcome, these are the thanks I get? Well, 'tis true that I was once known by that name. 'Twas merely a guise I wore until I discovered my true self. Oh no, this guy's a chuny. As long as he doesn't start JoJo posing. So long as I am the masked hero of Radzatan, I shall not suffer any to call me Virazon. But that is your name, isn't it? A hero should take pride in their name. The game is up. We've exposed your true identity. Why don't you drop the act and try being a true hero? Yeah, let's go with that one. A true hero, you say? Indeed. Perhaps casting aside this mask is the price I must pay for the adoration I am due. Very well. My name shall ring throughout Radzatan. Let it be known that the Justiciar is Virazon, and Virzarn is the Justiciar. What are you saying? You unleashed the perch of the apex upon your own followers? You know its name? Wait, I remember you. The girl from Zaktaral, yes? He just noticed? Your village's artifact is not discriminating in its wrath. Some among my followers harbored wicked intentions, and it brought sorrow onto my enemies. The truth of the heart caught in the aftermath were merely unfortunate. But they believed in you, even though you tricked them. What kind of hero are you? I draw my book. You too would oppose me? I had thought that as a fellow saviors, we might find some common ground. Yet it would seem we are destined to walk different paths. Oh, he's going Super Saiyan. Now faced with unknown peril, a great fervor rages within me. Where did everyone else go? However, Here is not where we shall match wits. Yeah, I was kind of confused because I'm pretty sure there's one more quest after this one. No, a more fitting battleground is in order. We will meet again soon. You have my word. Oh, shut up! Gah! She actually hit him. I didn't expect it to actually hit him. So, can you tell us what happened here? He gathered us all around and made a grand speech. Claimed he was the hero that would drive back the flood of fiends threatening Thavnair. No, that was me, and they're called blasphemies. Then he spoke of his anger at the recent rumors. Told us to go forth and repair his damaged reputation, so that the people would love him again. He became quite impassioned, in fact. As for us two, we were here to teach him a lesson, biding our time until his back was turned, but we couldn't stomach his self-righteous drivel any longer. He acts like a god come to grace Thavnair. No, that's me. But most people have grown wise to his tricks, including the Radiant Host. We stepped forward and told him as much, then demanded that he admit he's been pulling the wool over everyone's eyes. That's when he started waving that thing about. We soon learned that the rumors of its powers were true, and rocks started falling down around us. Even us true believers were not spared. There was nowhere to run. The Justiciar said such power cannot be fettered, and that sacrifices are unavoidable. And all the while, he was laughing. Sounds like a hero to me. We pleaded with him for mercy, but that just made him angrier. He flourished the object again, and yet more rocks assailed us. It was horrible. Stones big and small raining down endlessly. Until you two appeared, that is. Thank you for telling us what happened. I only wish we could have arrived sooner, but then we would have got hit by rocks. Now, just to set things straight, it was you two that brandished your weapons first, yes? Well, I won't deny it. I won't deny that. But we were only trying to bring the truth of his misdeeds to light, though we might have had some personal scores to settle on top of that. Before I left Palagastan, I asked the Radiant Host there to look out for anyone returning from the wilderness. Well, that was some pretty nice forethought. I suggest you head there and seek their aid. While you're there, share with them what you just told us. And as for the pair of you, don't even think about running away. You'll have us to deal with. Yeah, aren't they bandits? Yeah, it's like you guys are kind of like, you know, bandits, and like we kind of gotta like deal with you. Alright, Tipik, that went decently, excluding all the unintended casualties. Everyone has returned to the care of the Radiant Host. As for those ruffians who meant to attack Virazon, it seems they had a history of violence for which they may soon answer. Several among Virazon's followers were dealt serious wounds, but we can be grateful that none lost their lives. Well, good thing this isn't the healer role quests. It's exactly as the old saying describes. The master of the Apex shall be showered with good fortune, yet leave only sorrow in their wake. The part about sorrow certainly seems true, at least. We can but hope that Virazon's spell over the people will be broken at the last, when When word of what transpired here becomes common knowledge, let that buoy our spirits as we return to Yedlamon. I mean, Palikastan's a bit closer. I guess we can go all the way back to Yedlamon if you want. Okay, so that was Floundering Fame, and I think we got one more after this. What? There's two more? Okay. I thought there was only gonna be one more. Okay, let's go and wrap this one up. Well, that was certainly an ordeal, that's for sure. Although Virazon got away, we can look back upon what transpired to plan our next course of action. It appears that the treasure takes rocks from the surrounding environment and makes them rain down upon the wielder's surroundings. However, the power seems to be somewhat haphazard. While Virazon himself wasn't struck, the boulders assailed friend and foe alike. Haven't we established that already? Something else has been nagging at me as well. The stones we saw in the canals seemed quite a bit larger than the others. I don't know what to make of it, but I will give it some thought. We still don't know exactly how he controls the Apex's abilities either. We must focus on these mysteries as we continue our investigation. As for Virazon himself, he was just as his father said, wasn't he? His so-called heroism is an empty charade, like a child playing and being a hero from their storybooks. Well, at least he's not JoJo posing. He seems motivated by a vain desire to gain the love of his people, yet he cares nothing for their well-being. He'll learn his lesson soon enough, though. None will sing his praises after word of what happened at Uzenair spreads. Didn't you say that already? Even he must know this. I worry that his deception will drive him to worse misdeeds. If the treasure is used with reckless abandon, it could cause untold harm. I must discuss this with the Radiant Host. Together we might be able to capture Virazon before he attempts anything drastic. Stand by for now, Brillian. I'll be in touch the moment I have something to share. Sounds good to me. Yeah, there's two more quests after this. This is level 96 one. There's 98 and 100. It seemed like with how the story had progressed, it seems like there should be one more for the final showdown. Let's see. Yeah, so that's lined up with that, and that's lined up with that. Let's do one more tick there. Okay, that should be a little closer to even. Alright, let's go ahead and start up the next one. Behind the Helm. Topik wishes to share the contents of a recent delivery with you. It seems Virazon has been laying low since our last encounter. I'm sad to say, however, that my investigations have uncovered little. Well, that's because I wasn't doing anything, and didn't we already establish that you're not very good at this? Well, not really, but still there's cause to celebrate. For I've received a letter from my mother with good tidings. My father has finally awakened after the grievous wound dealt to him by Virazon. He's well enough to travel to Tuliolol, in fact. And may have already arrived. Of course, I'd love nothing more than to go to him, but I pledged not to return until I had the Purge of the Apex in hand. Besides, I'm soon to depart with the Radiant Host to try and sniff out Virazon's whereabouts before he acts out of desperation. That's why I ask you to go in my stead. I gotta go back? As the treasure's guardian, no one living is more knowledgeable about its history than he. That seems like a pretty long trek. If you share with him all that transpired since we began our search, he may be able to point out something that we've missed. I know it's a lot to ask, Brillian, but the safety of Thavnair depends on it. And please, give my family my regards. My mother should be able to tell you where in Tuliolol my father is staying. Once you're finished, let us meet in the Aetherite Plaza in Razatan to share what we've learned. Well, I guess it is kind of reasonable to learn a bit more about the item. It's just like a bit of a detour to go all the way back to Tuliolol. My father may knew something about the treasure that we've yet to uncover. that we've yet to uncover ourselves. Please go to FFXIV and ask my mother where to find him. Alright, let's go ahead and head on back to Tuliol. Again, that's a pretty far trek for a bit of a detour. Alright, let's head back over to the FFXIV. See if we can find... See if her mother can let us know where Papa is. No, wait, Papa is, no, this is Daddy? No, that's Fortunald. Hello, Suhi. Oh, if it isn't Brilliant. But I don't see Topik with you. Did you come alone? Yep. I'm glad to hear my letter arrived safely, and that Topik seems to be as tenacious as ever in her search. Her father, Netsi, has already arrived here in Tuliolol, but has barely stayed in one place since. He seems desperate to help Topik from a distance in whatever way he can. Well, he better meet up with me if he wants to help. He told me he was traveling the Parionon plain in search of information. He assured me was quite in search of information, he assured me was quite vital. Okay, there we go. I gotta read the whole sentence. If you wish to speak with him, he'll doubtless be in the area. Well, I guess let's go head out and wherever he is. I think that means he's out in... what plains? Oh, Dawntrail. Okay, let's just go ahead and teleport to... oh no, that's yeah, let's teleport up to Mehawetson or whatever it's called. Yeah, Shaloni. Yeah. And head on south. Yeah, I don't know. I know some of these locales because of the video I did for the sightseeing points. Because that was actually pretty interesting because I got to learn a bit more about some of the history of Tuliolol. Anyway, oh, looks like he's having some fun over here. Hello there. And I'm just gonna keep pressing all the buttons that light up because I don't remember what any of these do. Also, just while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and just get these. I vaguely remember how some of these abilities work. Okay, I need to do 3 of these. There we go, I get some more nutsacks. Only 4, but that's a little... I mean, I think I already bought all the stuff I needed from the hunt vendor for collectibles. I don't really need to be getting more nutsacks, but like at some point I'll end up needing more of them. Plus, you can get some decent gear. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's get back to what we were working on. Looks like you were having some fun. Thank you, traveler. I overexerted myself, you think? I've but recently recovered from a severe injury. It was a fool to confront such beasts alone. Right, such beasts. So you're Brilliant, I've heard so much about. I owe you many thanks for all you've done to recover the perch of the Apex. News of your progress in Thavnair is most heartening. Despite my position as its guardian, I never knew it could rain down stones from the heavens. Since arriving in Tuliolol, I've done what I can to shed light upon the Troll Vidral sealed within the treasure. After the nations of Troll were unified, some left our village to build new homes in the city. I've sought them out to see if they know anything of use. Unfortunately, none could offer insight into the treasure's magics, but one of them told me the owls lurked around this place. And since the Troll Vidral sealed within the perch of the apex was once an owl, it seemed logical to pursue such a quarry. I thought perhaps I could glean something from the ancient beast. I thought perhaps I could glean something about the ancient beast from their behavior. Like as not, some fundamental aspects remain the same even after transformation. But having heard your account, there's one fundamental difference that stands out. As far as I'm aware, no owl native to these lands possesses the ability to hurl rocks, large or otherwise. Well, have you considered that it might actually be a swallow? No, wait, they carry coconuts. No doubt the Troll Vidral gained this power following its metamorphosis. I do believe, however, that it would retain an owl's core instincts. The one you fought didn't strike unprovoked. Instead, it watched me from afar with fear in its eyes. While this is normal behavior for most animals, I was surprised by how suddenly it descended upon me the moment I started approaching. Well, maybe you shouldn't have approached it. It sensed danger and attacked preemptively. Maybe owls prefer to fight rather than run. No, I think it's probably the first one. I had the same thought. The owl sensed a threat and chose to confront it rather than run from it. And this same impulse may have driven the Troll Vidral. Indeed, that correlates with something I heard from one of my countrymen who had relocated to Tuliolol. He spoke of a continuation to the tales passed down from the elders. No hunter's arrow could fell the apex. It was struck down in a storm of its own wrath, made wild by a heart affright. Thus was it sealed away at last. Now, judging from the owl's behavior, I can theorize that the treasure is activated when its bearer senses danger, and according to the story, this power can easily get out of hand if its bearer is panicked. Of course, this theory must be tested first. Virazon will certainly use the perch of the apex again. When he does, I ask you and Tepeek pay special attention to the circumstances leading to its activation. Oh right, and the first time he activated it in the story, it wasn't doing anything and then he started getting slightly panicked, right? Something like that. You have my thanks. Loath though I am to admit it, I've yet to recover from my long convalescence, and I would only be a burden to you. I wish I could aid my daughter another way, but you more than make up for my absence, well that's for sure. Please lend her every bit of knowledge you have, Brillian. I pray that my daughter will soon return home, treasure in hand. And don't worry, everything will go fine. Pray return to Tepeek, and give her my regards. I only hope an old man's wild theory can help you in your quest. I don't know how that's gonna really help us, but... I mean, I'm sure it won't, be useless, but... Anyway, let's head back to Radzaton. Meet her up by the main Aetheryte, I think that's what she said. Oh, right, there she is over here. Hello, Tepeek. Your father is an interesting character. Brilliant! You came just in time. Virazon has shown his face in Radzaton. You can tell me about your journey to Tuliolol later. For now, come with me. Huh? Shouldn't he be hiding? Or is he doing a big grand speech? Also, hello, madam. Over by the treasure dungeon entrance. Ahaha! Are you surprised? Thanks to the sage counsel of a fellow hero, I have decided to doff my mask. Although my face may be unfamiliar, I believe you know who I am. I was once the Justiciar, but now you may call me Virazon. I am Thavnar's protector, its savior, its hero. You may have heard salacious? I think it's spelled salacious. Rumors that I have orchestrated the very attacks which I so valiantly drive back. That I was behind the catastrophe at the Uznir canals. I am here to assure you that those are false aspiration. See, man, these vocab words, man. Yeah, it means lies, fabrications. Cast by those who are envious of their betters. Sure. I give my life to this fair city and its people, and I would give more still if I could. Sure. What should we do? It might be best to lock him up before this gets out of hand. Thing is, he hasn't actually done anything yet. Wait, we don't want him raining down rocks with all these bystanders around. For now, keep a careful eye on him. All I ask is your respect, your adoration, a dream held by all, but realized only by the few. And I would be one of those few. I've proven myself worthy of being your savior. And now, with an entire city watching with bated breath, bro, there's like 10 people here, I shall declare my intent to reach even higher, to go further beyond. Please don't go to Super Saiyan 3. Yes, for I can protect all the bitter as your ruler? I don't think Vitra's gonna like this very much. I shall retire the mantle of hero and take up the crown as the king of Ransom. This guy, man. I don't think anyone... The bastard's gone mad! I wield power unassailable. Yeah, so do I, but you don't see me saying you don't see me going around telling people to call me their queen. Well, maybe I do in my head, but... With me on your throne, you would never again have cause to fear. I mean, dude, like, it's like... We've literally got, like, Vitra. I don't think we need any more power. All would live in peace. All would shower me with love, bro. They would shout it to the heavens, and from that love would spring a new Radzathon. A greater Radzathon. Jeez, dude. Enough of your lies, Virazon. The power you wield protects none but yourself. To everyone else, it brings only ruin. Of course, the road to greatness is ever paved with the necessary sacrifices. Yet so long as your ruler lives, Radzathon shall know naught but prosperity. It already does know prosperity, dude. Like, everybody's like, is this guy serious? You think you're better than Master Vitra? He bore the city and its people on his back, while you look fit to collapse under the weight of your own armor. You're no leader. You're a damn joke. Does this man speak for you all? Yes. Is there not one among you who would follow me into this brighter future? Ah, but I am nothing of your, if not magnanimous. Until you find the wisdom to accept me as ruler, I shall continue to stand vigilant as your eternal shield. The shadow. That's not intentional. I don't think that's intentional. It'd be pretty cool if it was. Stop this, Virazon. You're only making it worse for yourself. Can't you see you're becoming a laughingstock? Give up this facade and answer for your sins. Do so now, and the Radiant Host may yet grant you mercy. My sins? Are you not the one poisoning the people against me? Do your worst. I dare you. Are you sure about that? You really want me to do my worst? It will only make me more powerful. Right. I know not what's in your heart, but please, end this madness. End it, and return to me, my son. Nobody's going Super Saiyan 3. Don't get any closer! You two, why are you... What? His face. Well, now he's attacking civilians. I guess the Radiant host can get in here. Don't! If we fight here, there's no telling how many innocents will be wounded. They're gonna be wounded no matter what. Pathetic, as ever. I tire of this farce. I have declared my intent to become King of Radz-at-Han. As for you two, this is no place for a battle between heroes. Well, yeah, this isn't a place for a battle between heroes because you're not a hero. We shall meet again, mark my words, and then we shall decide who is mightier. Bro, I'm the main protagonist. Oh, come on. I could totally just slap him and I'd win. We can't risk a confrontation in the city. Are you sure about that? We must focus on restoring order. Right. Bro, we could, like, just give him a quick slap and he'd go down crying on his knees. You're right, of course. As much as I hate to see Virazon walk free, we've yet to ascertain the extent of his power. For now, we must bide our time. Bro, I could, like, just quickly run in there before the rocks fall. Plus, I'm ranged DPS. I noticed that despite all his proclaimed love for his people, he didn't even look back at them as he retreated. Perhaps he couldn't bear to look them in the eyes. Or one of them, at least. Alright, I think that should probably wrap up this one, and then we got one more afterwards. Hello, father. I'll talk to Peak first. I just had a thought. We should speak with Virazon's father, Brilliant. Well, I mean, that's what the quest objective says to do. That was a disaster! Virazon is truly lost. At the very least, he's committed himself to fomenting unrest within Radz-at-Han. And although he's my son, I cannot condone his actions. His words are grand but empty, and that ridiculous armor is nothing more than gaudy decoration. He is truly the embodiment of false heroism. What's more, the latest debacle has surely made him a criminal in the eyes of the Radiant Host. All I can do now is beg them to grant my son some small degree of clemency. Before you go, may I ask you something? After Virazon called down the rocks, did you see his expression? I thought it peculiar, but I'm curious as what his father saw in that face. Aye, it was a familiar look. When I used to scold him for losing himself in make-believe, he would get the same cast in his eyes. A look of petulant rage, as if he resented me for pulling him out of his reverie and into harsh reality. He hasn't changed. Apologies, but I must go. Just as I thought. Even clad in his shining armor, he can't bear to be told no. And now his childish games have taken a malevolent turn. But for now, we shall return to Yedlamont. I still have yet to hear what you learned in Tuliolol, after all. It's not really that important if you just let me, you know, use my ranged attacks to get him. Anyway, let's head back to Yedlamon and wrap this one up. Alright, where is she? There she is. Hello, Topik. I know we just talked, but you for some reason decided to head all the way back over here. Now that we have some room to breathe, I'd like to hear about your journey to Tyrol. Did my father have anything to share? Well, something about panic. Not really that important, to be honest. I'm heartened to know he's well enough to go chasing after owls and such, though I wish he'd take more care. Thank you for saving him and for bringing me his theory concerning the treasure. If it really is triggered by a sense of impending danger, that might explain why Virazon had trouble using it the first time. He wasn't truly afraid of that small fungi until it was almost upon him. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. And I remembered that he seemed overconfident at first, and then he started getting more nervous as the cutscene went on. It also explains how he can wield the Apex's power despite having no training in magics. It responds to emotions. It responds to emotion, not intent. So much is falling into place. He goaded the Radiant into apprehending him because he knew that the threat would be answered. You saw how nonchalantly he quit the plaza, almost as if defying someone to stop him. Virazon truly believes himself to be untouchable. I think his words and deeds align with the theory well enough. As for that curious fragment of a story, it seemed to imply that the Troll Vidral lost control in a panic. Perhaps its strength grows in proportion to the danger it senses, and when that danger is too great, well... You saw what happened at the Ooze near Canals and Rancid Han. You were present both times, as were others who wished to Virazon ill, and both times we saw stones much larger than we've seen before. Now I understand why he's so eager to face you. An opponent of your caliber will strike fear into Virazon's very core, and that fear will summon a power greater than he's ever known. Power enough to bring a hero to her knees. You sure about that? Or so he thinks. I like the way you think. But we know better. We'll use that arrogance to our advantage and bring him crashing down to the earth. Well, if you'd let me just literally summon Bahamut and like a couple more primals, we could just have this all taken care of. Although we may have to contend with falling rocks for a time, in a straight fight he'll be outmatched. So we strike fear and we strike hard. So we strike fast and we strike hard. This is literally what I've been saying this whole time. Until that fancy armor is nothing more than mangled steel. Although you may prefer to put your foes to sleep and whatnot, we know he has an arsenal of alchemical concoctions at his disposal. That's why I suggest a bit of good old-fashioned brute force. Again, I like the way you think. Well, you unleash your most fearsome destructive spells. I'll be your shield. Don't even think of holding back. Don't worry, I won't. I'll just press every button that lights up on my hotbar. I look forward to fighting by your side. Now we simply have to find a suitable arena. I shall consult the Radiant Host as to the location. Once that's decided, we'll confront Virazon for the final time. Alright, and we get some, casting food. Not that I'm, ever gonna use that. I mean, I'm actually enjoying Red Mage, but I haven't really played it that much. That's the only caster that I've actually enjoyed playing. Summoner is just turn my brain off, press every button, and I do damage. Then Black Mage requires me to have a second brain running at all times. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to Topik and start up the last quest. Topik is ready to tear down a false hero. Yeah, let's go. I forgot to read the name of the title of the quest. I think I forgot to do that on the other one, too. You'll be pleased to know that the Radiant Host was most helpful in finding a place fit for a duel. When I saw it, even I began to believe our encounter would be one of for the songs. Speaking of which, it seems your name is on the lips of all and sundry. Well, isn't that like the normal? Isn't that the norm? The people already consider you the true savior of Radzaton, and believe you will bring Virzon, the deceitful to justice. Okay, that's his title now. We apologize for putting so much weight on your shoulders. Don't worry, I'm used to it by now. But something tells me you're used to it. See, this person knows. The final showdown shall take place in the mountain pass leading to Khadga, where great crystals will stand as witness to its conclusion. Suitably romantic and suitably isolated. The Radiant Host have spread word throughout Thavnair that a hero has arisen to the challenge. That a hero has arisen to challenge Virzon, and his power will force him to answer. The entrance to the pass is at Giant Skull Grounds. Let's head there at once, and to await his arrival. Isn't that where we fought, oh, what's his name? The fire fiend guy? Anyway, let's teleport up to Palakistan and then fly over to Giant Skull Grounds. I've actually been enjoying this part of the quest. I don't remember how much, I don't remember if I was, like, enjoying the first half or not. I think I was just really tired. Because, like, this second half, the writing on this is actually pretty decent. And the humor has actually been fairly good, too. Because, like, the other ones were supposed to be a bit funny and goofy, but, like, they kind of just forgot about that. Like, some of them started off goofy at the beginning, but then they just, like, they just tried to tell the story, and, like, the stories were fine. But they were kind of missing the, like, incompetent villain humor stuff that this one has. Plus, I like Topeka as a character. She's actually been, like, you know, acknowledging that I'm, like, crazy strong. Anyway, looks like we got a fight on our hands. Talk to Topeka and get started. Sramul here has opened the way towards Khadga. I'm certain Virzon will arrive before long, and then we'll wipe that arrogant grin off his face. But first, we should check our gear and gird our loins for battle. Are you ready, Brilliant? I mean, I've been ready this whole time. I unfortunately had some dialogue to read. Okay, no, this isn't where we fought Fire Guy. There he is. Well, now that there isn't any bystanders, time to die. Through the cracked peaks of Khadga, desolate winds blow over the field of battle. Oh, what a fitting location you have chosen for the conclusion of this legendary rivalry. Rivalry? I don't consider you my rival. I was right not to face you before. In environs unsuited to a struggle between titans. Titans? You're like a little ant. Now my patience has been rewarded, and my heart races in anticipation. I knew you would answer our challenge. You'd never be able to stomach the people calling you craven. Such boldness in the face of impending doom. Have you not realized by now that so long as I wield the Purge of the Apex, I am invincible? Well, then I'll just, like, take it out of your hands. Yoink. We'll soon put that to the test. You rely too much upon stolen power. It deludes you. You claim to be a savior to the people, but they have seen through your lies. Even your own father can scarcely bear to look at you. You're nothing but a small man, hiding within the hollow facade of a hero. And today, we tear that facade down. Why does the writing on this feel much better than the other ones? Will you now? You may have the medal, but have you the... puissance? I don't know. To claim the mantle of a hero? My mantle? Your mantle? Unbound. Virasant, the Deceiver. Also, why is he wielding his bow now? The time for words is past. Follow my lead. Can you just let me summon Bahamut and kill them? Oh wait, we're not supposed to kill him. Crud. Okay, so this is gonna be a long drawn out fight where I basically just keep on summoning Primal 1, Primal 2, and Primal 3 repeatedly. Alright, let's get started. Alright, I guess I gotta actually just avoid the bad circles. I guess, yeah, I guess he's gonna be summoning a bunch of rocks. That makes sense. Oh, I thought I did slipstream. Whoops. Go and help her out with, reducing his damage a little bit. Also, I meant to do Titan there. Oh, gotta summon a bunch of more stuff. Oh, the stack marker, of course. Oh, right, this is the AoE. That's how this works. Forgot about that. There we go, got the one down. I'll summon Titan again in a second. Might as well just do a tiny little bit of healing. There is an order to this that's like optimal, but I have no idea what that order is. Of course, I summon a Freet, and then he goes into. Also, where's his armor go? That's not the button I meant to press. Okay, he's gonna summon all the rocks again, so. And then we got some exoflares. So hopefully he doesn't move around a bunch so I can get some payback on this. Or payoff from using the slipstream there. I've got some more exoflares I gotta dodge. Of course she's gonna go and outrange everything. Oh, there's a stack marker over there that I completely forgot about. Let's do a shield and I guess I'll try and give her. Okay, she's got her own healing. Oh right, I got Phoenix. I completely forgot about that. Let's summon Phoenix and actually give her some healing on this. Oh, I shouldn't have done Slipstream. Yeah, I don't want to do Slipstream. I'll do Slipstream once he gets back in here. Also, yeah, where does armor go? Come on. Oh, she's just gonna LB him? Are we done? Oh, he lost even more of his armor. Also, I'm gonna run out of time on Garuda. Come on, really, just fence this. This rotten piece of wood is supposed to make me invincible. Oh, there we go. We're gonna get back. Or is it gonna go haywire? Oh, yeah, it's going haywire. Oh, good, I still get Slipstream. That's interesting. I guess I should just go ahead and do this. Go ahead and give her some healing. Also, just remembered I have a Swift cast. I should probably be using that. And that's it, right? There we go. You know, I can see why Summoner is so considered so easy to play now. Cause I didn't remember how to play it, and then I just summon everything, and I still did a bunch of damage. Just press every button, and you do damage. Yeah, I think he's down for the count. He's out cold. Now to take back the treasure, or do we destroy it? But this can't be happening. The hero never fails. I must retreat. Yes, a tactical retreat, a noble retreat, so that the Justiciar may live to save another day. Right. Oh no. That's gonna be a giant rock. Huh? Yep. Ah, there it is. I suppose the apex wasn't finished yet. At least it seems that Virzon, in his cowardly haste, neglected to look skyward. Was it an unfortunate accident? Who knows? Who cares? Or fate delivering his just desserts? His eyes are still spinning. He claimed to be Radzaton's savior, yet he sowed only discontent among its people. Perhaps someday, in a sunless jail, will give him time to reflect upon the error of his ways. Now, he's just gonna boil, his anger and hatred are just gonna boil over and become even worse. And now, I finally recovered the perch of the apex. Thank you for coming this far with me, Brillian. Yeah, I feel like this had better writing than the other ones, and I like this character a lot more. Then again, the only one I actually remember is the tank one. Anyway, let's talk to Tepik, and I think she'll probably just tell us to head back to Tuliolol. The battle was hard fought, but we made it through. Virazon is the responsibility of the Radiant Host now. And now that I've done what I pledged to do, I must return home and bring the good tidings to my mother and father. Yet before doing so, there are many others I must thank. In the meantime, can I count on you to meet my family at Tuliolol for one final farewell? My parents will surely be glad to see you again. Alright, let's teleport on back to Tuliolol. Wrap this one up. Now, I had completely forgotten that we still actually have one more to do. And I was thinking like, oh, I want to finish this up before the end of the year. But, yeah, I still got to do the healer one, and I'm not going to be doing that this weekend, that's for sure. I mean, maybe I'll do it on, like, January 1st. Anyway, we'll get to that later. Hello, Suhi, and what's his name again? Netsi? Why, if it isn't Perillian, I'm pleased to say I've quite recovered since the last time we met. Perhaps one day I'll have the chance to save you in return. Nah, I doubt that. I didn't expect to see you in Tuliolol again so soon. Is Tepik well? Oh yeah, she'll be back soon. She should be on the way over here. She really did it! And the man who stole our sacred treasure will answer for his deeds. Father, Mother, it's good to see you. I'm sure Brillian has already told you what happened. I couldn't have retrieved our treasure without her, well that's for sure, especially since the quest wouldn't have happened. So we've heard. Yet Brillian also told us your wits and bravery were essential to your success. On behalf of our whole village, I thank you for guiding Tepik in her quest to Brillian. Now, the Perch of the Apex must be returned, and put under careful guard once again. The story of the Trollvidrol's demise proves that we are not meant to wield its power as our own. Right. I'm sorry, Father, but I disagree. Once I return to the village, I want to tell everyone what's happened in Thavner. They need to know what the treasure is capable of, or else we risk forgetting once again. That's a good point. I won't deny that the Apex's power is dangerous. I saw with my own eyes what happened when it's wielded with abandon. Yet, during the course of our search, I also saw potential. If we fully understood how it worked, we could use it without risk to ourselves or our people, or you could just not use it. We could turn something we once feared to our advantage, instead of letting it become obscured in legend. Wasn't one of the... I think one of the stories we did actually, like, basically used for their defense, or something like that. And they came to the opposite conclusion. I can see the reason in that. We must be ever ready for danger, even in times of peace. Should our safety be threatened, the treasure may grant us a means to protect ourselves. But can we be trusted to use it responsibly? Great power breeds great desire. Someone with the same ambitions as Virazon may rise again. Perhaps among our own. Perhaps from among our own. I dare say that once I've regaled you with the rise and fall of the Justiciar, they'll think twice before following in his misguided footsteps. As our forebears relied on the legend of the Trollvidrol's fate to forbid the treasure's use, we can rely on the story of Virazon's fate to urge caution. And this time, we have someone who lived through it all to tell the tale. Of course, if I'm going to be guiding people in safe use of a potentially dangerous treasure, I see no choice but to inherit my father's position as its guardian. Some may raise their eyebrows at the prospect of a loose-lipped Tapik serving as the perch of the apex protector, but I've grown from my mistakes, that's true. And who better to tell the tale of Virazon's and Tapik's failures? Your only mistake was entrusting Virazon, the same as I and many others. But unlike him, you have the willpower to overcome your own failings. Over the course of your long and arduous journey, you gained a wealth of experiences, and your efforts have finally been rewarded. You took responsibility for your actions, and by doing so, proved your conviction to our people. They shall listen to this proposition with open minds, I am certain. Yeah, that's not usually how people think. Now we must say farewell, as much as it pains me to do so. I owe you a debt I can never hope to repay. Once I return to the village, I'll do my utmost to protect the treasure we worked so hard to retrieve. You better. Until next we meet, may fortune smile upon you. I don't need fortune to smile upon me. I'm the main character. Well, that was nice. I liked that one a lot more than the other ones. I think it had like better writing, and I like Tapik as a character. Reach for the apex. Alright, that's gonna wrap it up for today. We finished off the magical range DPS quests. Now we still got the last one we have left is the healer one, which I completely forgot about. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm not quite sure when. I mean, I'm off for like New Year's. I'm off the New Year's Day and then Friday as well. So maybe I'll like go ahead and do a stream. But the thing is, yeah, I'll figure it out later. So then that will actually, I think that'll actually wrap up all of the 7.0 content that I wanted to get through. Let me see. Stream notes. Let's see. Yeah, the role quests. We got another one for today. 12, 28, 25. And then, yeah, that wraps up everything that I had on the list for 7.0. So we'll go ahead and, yeah, we'll go ahead and do the healer one next time. And that'll wrap everything up. I'll actually write that down. Yeah, there we go. Alright, but for today, that's going to be all. And until next time, goodbye.